Hello, hello, hello. Here we are back playing some Dying Light 2, and this is not necessarily going to be a great video, as in it's going to be super exciting and me showing things are happy. This video is to talk about how Dying Light 2 needs to change, and we have some problems. So, if you're somehow new and don't really know much about this, which I guess is okay, because there's lots of new games and lots of new people hopping on Dying Light 2 and Dying Light in general. Dying Light 2 and Dying Light in general is a zombie series that specializes in a horror survival aspect of killing zombies along with doing parkour, and basically mixes those two things together to create a unique experience that no other zombie game has really mastered. Now, you could say I'm not going to do too much talking about Dying Light 1 in this video. I think I'm going to be doing a video on Dying Light 1 very soon. Dying Light started off a phenomenal start. Its first game was great, and like I said, I will talk about that more in the future. There's lots of things to talk about Dying Light 1. Now, after the massive success of that game, Dying Light 2 was kind of greenlit, and we were all waiting for this game for quite some time. When we initially got the reviews and what it was going to be, everyone was super excited, but then people got scared because of the very well-known thing of people overhyping games, saying something's going to be so good, and then it comes out and it's not. That is such a well-known thing that happens to almost every game, like, ever, and honestly, it's annoying. We can't keep doing that to games. Now, once it actually released, there was a lot of problems right off launch. We were missing lots of things, and there was lots of things they needed to fix. The game was not what we were promised. But I will say this, the developers, Techland, did a phenomenal job at actually working with the community, and they constantly showed how they were listening and how they were switching some of the things that people were asking for and changing things. And they were. This game has been fixed in many ways, and there's a lot of improvement. And I mean that in every way, as bug fixes, graphics, combat has been exponentially changed. The whole having a legend level system in the game, that's awesome. There's like an unbelievable amount of fixes that have happened in this game. You play this game off launch, and off launch it was good. It is a good game to play. I highly recommend playing Dying Light 2 at some point, especially if you liked Dying Light 1, because it is an experience that I'd say is good when you first play it. The initial play of the game, playing through the story, experiencing everything for the first time of Dying Light 2 is a great experience, because it still has the Dying Light experience and it's still fun to an extent. But after you were done that initial experience, unlike Dying Light 1, where people played it for years after the game has been done and finished, people are still playing Dying Light 1. I get so many comments on these videos, especially since these are my most viewed videos on my channel, me talking about Dying Light. I get so many comments about people loving Dying Light 1 and saying it's better than Dying Light 2. Like I said, that'll be more for another video, but there's reasons why that is said. It's not just said to follow a trend. To some people it might be, but for the most part it isn't. Dying Light 1 you were able to play it so long. Even though Dying Light 1 has its issues, it has countless issues that will be talked about, it still managed to get people playing it now. Whereas Dying Light 2 is dying. It's almost like we're pushing the end of its life, and Techland is fighting to keep this game alive, and has been. We have moments where they come back and we're doing okay for a bit, and then it drops again. And the problem with it is, after you finish the game, I don't know if it's just me, but I just don't feel the want to play it anymore. I feel like there's nothing for me to do other than the same old thing. Kill some zombies and get some better weapons. I'm not even max legend level. I haven't even finished everything. I finished a lot. I've got not a lot of achievements left to platinum the game. There's a few, but not a lot. But things I'm missing, I just don't even feel the want to continue and try to get those things, because it doesn't feel as fun as it did, because it feels like I'm missing things. It feels like I've seen too much of everything, and it's too boring at times, which just isn't right, and doesn't make sense considering Dying Light 1 you didn't get that feeling, and I don't completely understand, honestly, why that is. So, Does Dying Light 2 need to fix a lot of things about their game? Yes, they still need to. That's the sad part, that they have been fixing things since launch, and there's things that have gotten so much better. But the fact they still need to do almost the same amount of fixing as they did off launch, just for more and more different things, is really unfortunate. And as we were finally starting to head a step in the right direction, as the combat got better and parkour started to feel better and things started to get, we thought things were getting better. It was a new start on this. It all kind of happened right around the release of Dead Island 2 because they realized they had a competitor, and it seems like they stepped up to try to really fight that competitor and be one of the best zombie games out there. And then after that whole thing went downhill, and I feel like it sounds like Dead Island kind of died off a little bit because I haven't even played it yet due to the lack of really excitement around the game after it came out. It doesn't seem very big, so I just haven't really been as enticed to get it as I initially was, which is unfortunate. See, after that happened, Dying Light kind of seemed like they slowed down, and they just did this really recent update where they released community maps and things like that for people to play. It was already out for a bit, but they just did it on console. I just did a video on this. If you want to go check it out, it is one of the most recent videos on my channel. And that video, I talk about how they were ruined with the update by adding horrible microtransactions and going in a way that no one asked for, no one wanted, and no one needed. And it was really unfortunate that with how much of a weak state they are in right now, that is what they choose to do. I don't quite get why. I have speculation. That was a massive explosion, Jesus Christ. Wow. I have speculations about it, such as the fact that I'm thinking maybe they needed some more money for the things they had planned or wanted to do to fix the game because of the game dying so much, and they were losing income, and maybe shit like that, where they just were losing money and they needed to be able to have money to work on the game more. Which is why I'm not going to completely down on it 150,000%, but I still think that that was not the right call. DLC to kind of change the game a bit, add a bunch of variety to it that we are really missing, might have been a better way to go with that. Cause you could have made it more expensive, and it would have been more worth the money than what you have released, which is really stupid and unfortunate. So it's kind of where I'm at with how everything's happening and the state of Dying Light 2. That's the things that they really need to fix. I can't give them an exact list of things that needed to be fixed, but the community can. They have a massive community, and if they keep doing what they've been doing before and they listen, they might be able to pull this game off life support. But right now, that's where it's at. There's some things they need to fix, and they really need to listen. The community is pretty much their blueprint right now. Listen to your community and see if you can figure out what you need to fix the game. Because this game, it has so much potential, and it hurts to see this game drop, because it's one of those games I had so much hype for and I loved right off the start. Not even to the fact that it was so amazing. The game started off and I had an okay experience, and it was a bit earlier into my YouTube, not by a lot, but a bit, and it was the first ever video to really blow up on my channel. I had this game blow up massively on my channel. The biggest video on my channel is on this game. So it kind of has a soft spot to me, so it sucks to see the game just drop like this. So I'm rooting for it, and I'm a little bit biased for it. As much as there's so much stuff going on, I really would like to see it get better and continue. But as a zombie game in its whole and its experience, how would I rate that? How would I put that? What would I say about it? Since that is the thing I'm feeling like I might start doing is popping on the zombie games, things like that, and just kind of rating them on the experience that you get from playing it. So, Dying Light 2. It is... I don't know why I was trying to jump on that. It didn't work. But Dying Light 2, it's, as I've said before, it is a parkour zombie game. Now, it does... Whether or not this one's bad or not, and the stuff we talked about, that is all besides the point. I've already explained all that enough. That is... You can keep all that in mind with everything I'm saying. Dying Light 2 is a unique experience, just like Dying Light 1, with the parkour aspect to it being a lot more versatile than Dying Light 1, and having a lot more variety in parkour and combat. It has great combat, it has a unique thing of using parkour to get away from zombies and fight them, which is a very nice aspect of the game. The great supply of weaponry and gear and things to do, RPG style stuff like collect rarities and things like that. That is a very fun thing to do. Now it's very original. I'm not original. What's the word? Very similar to every other RPG, really. There's really nothing too unique about its whole looting system and its gear. It's just the same old that you would typically see, but if that's what you like, then it is here. Now, along with that, it does have a very great zombie experience. There is lots of zombies in the game. There is a the combat, like I said, the combat system is awesome, especially with the new gore effects and the amount of zombie variety there is in this game. There's not the biggest ever, but there's also, it's not like they're missing or lacking. There is a good zombie variety in this game, and you do get a good experience fighting them, and it can be fun. So it does have great zombies. Its location is, in my opinion, is mediocre at best. There's two maps. There's small, big, an old town, and then you got Fisheye or Central Loop or whatever you want to call it. You both get a little bit different experience. One, there's a lot more high up and a lot more traveling through skyscraper to skyscraper, and the one that's like a town that kind of, in a way, is very similar to the slums from Dying Light 1. Now, they're good locations, but even with all the events and all things happening, to me they just feel very dead, and you feel like you get over them quick. Like, I'm already kind of sick of these locations. I feel like I've seen everything I need to see. There's not enough hidden features or things to come across and explore, in my opinion. So the maps are kind of small thing about the game. They're not really that great. It's really just the whole parkour combat and fighting zombies that this game really holds out. The story isn't anything amazing either. It's an okay story, mediocre again. The sadness, comedy, it's an okay story. It has its moments. So my final rating on this game and what I think about it with everything I've talked about and all the things that are still good about this game, because it's not all bad. As a first-time experience, if you just play it to get the first-time experience and kind of stop playing it if you're one of those people, you play the story, play it a bit, and then you're done. That's it. If you are one of those people, first-time experience rating to this game, I would probably give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's a great first-time experience. Hopefully it is for everyone. I know some people have things that'll stop it from being a great first-time experience, but that is, in my opinion, the quickest, most simple, average rating I can give it as a first-time experience. I keep emphasizing that and saying that because long-term experience on this game is a lot lower. If you're playing this game long-term and you don't want to stop playing it too long after beating the game, you're looking at probably like a 4 out of 10. Now, that's simply because fighting zombies can be fun in any game, and there's some fun melee weapons. But the game gets boring quick, and you feel like you run out of new things to experience, even with them updating it. So, this current moment in time, this game gets an overall rating of 5.5 out of 10. Because the first time experience is good, but it kind of dies off quick. Which leaves you, like I said, an average of 5.5 out of 10 for this game. Which is not extremely high, but also not extremely low. Very slightly over halfway, or 50%. So that's how I feel about Dying Light 2 right now. And it could increase, it could change. I could feel a lot better about the game if they would just fix the things they need to fix. And like I said, the blueprint's right there in front of them. Their community, the people playing the game, that's what they need to follow in order to fix this game. Everyone is telling them in many different videos. People a lot bigger than me on YouTube are talking about it like crazy on what to do and how to fix this game. So it's all right there. They know, they should be able to find out what to do. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to say your opinions on the rating or what's going on with the game. I love hearing opinions on things like that, just to see what they're about. And then yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one.